first one was the best, I think. We'll just leave it be. How's it going? Go?
Huh?
Do we know any other ones together?
There was the one that I wrote.
We can play that one.
Try it.
Alright, ask us those questions.
So, before we get started, why don't y'all tell us your names?
My name's Brad.
My name is Dustin.
My name's Trey.
Alright. And we're just gonna go in this order here. The order in which you stated your names.
We'll get that out. We'll edit that out in post. Next question.
What does Appalachia mean to you?
It's just like a sense of community, and it's like the area that I've always lived in, and the place I always plan on living in, and it's the best place on earth, I feel like.
Dustin?
I associate it with my dad's side of the family, I suppose.
Is that all?
Well, mostly because I grew up more towards the bluegrass. So, I've only lived here for the past 4 or 5 years or so.
And what are your thoughts on Appalachia from the first 2 years you've lived here?
It's the best place I've lived so far.
Alright. Clayton?
Basically what Brad said, like, I've been here my whole life, and like, culturally it's very different than most of the rest of the U.S., I guess.
Trey.
Yeah, Trey will get back in this bathtub eventually.
Are there any stories regarding the music that you play or Appalachia in general that you would like to share?
I would say that us playing punk music let us meet Ruby, who is really cool. She's like is much of an old Appalachian lady as there can be. I mean, she's like 88 years old, still plays bluegrass music, still plays old-time music, and the second she starts playing music, she's ready to jump around and have a good time, and I don't think that I necessarily would have appreciated that had I not got to, play old-time, because, I don't know, old-time is, something I got into through punk music, so it's super cool to, be able to respect and gather these stories from, older people in our community that maybe when I was, a 15-year-old punk, I would have been like, I don't care about those people, they don't really matter, because they're not punk rock or some dumb shit like that.
No. On the opposite end of that, we've gotten to play in the backing band for probably the most important Appalachian person in punk music that I can think of, anyways.
That being?
Adam from Globsters.
Yeah, Adam's awesome. Adam Brewer.
And you mentioned that Miss Ruby was 88 years old?
Yeah, she was 88 years old.
And despite the age difference, do you feel any sort of extreme similarities between the two of you?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that we were both just, I know for me, I don't know for them, but like for me, learning music was super like a by ear, like super simple and learned from other people and not so much a thing that I was traditionally taught until I got older. And although I was playing like one chord punk music, she's playing like one chord and playing gospel tunes, so I think that we both have the same mentality, and where she wants to play gospel music because she loves Jesus, like we want to play music for like Appalachian kids that know how shitty it can be to live here and just give them something to do. So I think we're both working towards the same things, just different goals at the end, maybe.
Do you have any thoughts about the upcoming music festival?
Oh.
What music festival?
Oh yeah, we're booking a punk festival.
Where?
It'll be.
Let's re-ask this question. I think it'll work better.
No, I think this is the best way to do it because they're getting the information if they didn't know it.
Yeah, but we should say it like we all know about it.
Yeah, we're doing a
No,
festival.
I like this. I like the disparity of
Yeah.
information between band members.
Yeah, we don't know.
The drama.
Yeah, we don't know shit. We don't talk to each other. We don't have a group chat.
Me and Brad talk to each other because I'm a weasel.
Huh?
Band meeting.
Band meetings. But no, Appalachian Punk Festival is going to be on May 7th in downtown Harlan.
Ooh.
The venue hasn't really been decided yet, mostly because all the venues are within a block from each other, so it doesn't really matter where we do it. But we're going to have bands from like North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama,
Needs to be a bimbo.
Cincinnati, all kinds of places. So we're really hoping that we can show that cool festivals can happen in a town like ours.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully people come out from Lexington and areas like that,
I'm sure they will.
Yeah, we make the hall for them, and we hope that people would be happy to make the hall for us.
And so, do you feel that you have any upcoming prospects from this punk music festival?
What?
It's untelling.
Yeah.
You
it's
never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
It's just-
when you work with punks, it's hard.
The whole thing is chaotic, honestly. I think that's something we all personally like about it.
Yeah, we're all chaotic as shit. None of us.
Really have solid routines in our lives, it's
Yeah,
just kind
so
of...
punk music's
Like
awesome.
it suits us.
Yeah.
The only thing I know is it's going to be great. It's going to be a
It's gonna
rager.
be great.
Come.
Yeah, you should be there.
So, Trayton, how did you personally get into playing music?
So,
I'm so sorry. Y'all got smoky as shit in here. Hot box in the bathroom. Cigarettes.
I guess I'd have to start with how I started playing music in the first place. So, when I was about 7, my stepdad and his best friend ran a band, and his best friend also happened to be my babysitter, and he was practicing bass one day in the basement, and I was like, "Can I come?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I asked if I could play the drum kit, and I kind of sort of had an idea of what to do, kind of a little bit. I played drums for a little bit, and then I quit. But then when I was 11, my mom got me an iPod and started listening to music a lot. And I wanted to get into it again, so I had an old guitar that I'd gotten when I was younger, and I traded it $100 for my first drum kit. And I played a lot of metal and rock music at the time. And then I met Brad my freshman year in jazz band, and they got me to start playing little shows they were putting on when them and Dustin were actually in a band called Swamp Rat at the time, and I kind of got into it through that. And then the old drummer for Lips quit, and they needed someone, so they asked me for some reason.
Right before we went on our first tour, we snagged up Trey. And it worked out.
Is there anything you would have done differently so far?
No. I wish COVID didn't happen, but otherwise, I mean, I've done more with music than I thought I would, truthfully, so
Same.
that's like pretty cool in and of itself.
So I don't know, you're quite happy with it.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, I want to keep going and see where it goes, but like, I've went on tour and I'm not even 20, like, that's something I never thought I'd get to do, so.
For sure.
What about you, Dustin?
I guess it probably comes back to my dad. My dad plays guitar, and he recorded his own music when he was in his early 20s, but I didn't start playing guitar until I was 7, but I got really obsessed with the Beatles for some reason at a really young age, and then like I started attempting guitar when I was 7, and I think it took, I want to say it took me till I was about 9 to where I could, kind of hold it and could kind of do something, and then it took me till I was about 11 to where I started really progressing fast. But like, I really learned how to play with like my mama, oddly enough, like in church. Like I could learn stuff, but that taught me how to play with other people. And she just she plays the guitar hard, like, more violently than like anyone I've ever met. So like, that taught me how to get into sync with people, I guess. And
Pentecostal grannies are the original punks of Appalachia.
I can't say I really got into punk music till like, I met Brad and we started playing music. I really, I don't think I had the correct idea, of, what it was really about, you know what I mean? And that's just, getting together and like doing it for complete fun and not really, having too much of a desire, of what you want your sound to be. You kind of just get together and, let it be whatever it'll be. But yeah, we started playing together in jazz band. That was like 10th grade, I think. And, we did jazz for a while, and we just kept talking about starting a band. Steve was wild when he was young. You know the other, like the B side of the song, the like.
It's just like, it's for like a video essay.
Right. So.
It's just a. I think
I'm
it's
saying,
just
like, it doesn't matter if I know
G,
it.
G, E minor. Like it might be G.
It's the same
G, D,
thing,
E
I
minor,
think, because
yeah.
we played it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
the same
fine. It doesn't
thing.
have to be perfect. Alright, let's do it one more time, I guess, and then. I like how we counted it, like how you did that though, and then.
I think we should do a.
As the sun goes down in Harlan, Kentucky, the old-time scene shifts into the punk scene seamlessly at the local pizzeria. This show demonstrated the community's support and love for each other, connecting it to fundamental elements of the Appalachian community.
I was going to say,
Okay, Holler Lips. We're gonna play some music for you. You might or might not like it. I don't know. Thank you all for coming out. Please respect the space. They've never let us do this before. Super cool. Okay, bye-bye.
What does punk music mean to you?
Oh man. Punk music was just like the best outlet that I could have as like a frustrated teenager that I guess didn't really know what else to do. And it was like the first thing that like gave me like a real sense of like community and like friendship with people, and like made me feel like I had these people around me that were like family to me, I guess.
And do you still feel that way?
Oh, absolutely.
Punk music to me is the cool side of rock and roll. Yeah, I guess I didn't know what to call it for a long time. It's more, the more free-spirited way of playing rock and roll music, I guess. If I had to give punk a definition, I guess.
So to me, it's like Brad said, very communal, but also like it's almost spiritual, I think. Like whether you're in a band or you're like watching bands, interacting with people in that way, it's very like, we've all said before, it's kind of like church. You only see like interactions with people like that in situations like that anywhere else, I think. So yeah.
And do you feel some sort of release from punk music? From punk
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And how would you view Appalachia and punk music together?
I would say that like Appalachian people have just like naturally had to be so resistant to just like the people around them and the people that have came to like exploit their labor, that I feel like the cultural like relevance that is in old time music that's still held up, and the cultural relevance to punk music are the exact same values, because it's just like people that are like, hey, I'm upset about this thing. I don't know if I'm making like musically like complex music, but I'm still like
giving it your all.
Yeah, giving it my all. And punk music encourages like freedom in the same way that old time does. It's just like do whatever you want, and people think that's cool.
No, I think the easiest way to like sum that up is both punks and Appalachian people have one thing in common, and it's that they tend to be pissed off.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so, you feel like punk and Appalachian culture are tied together in some sort of social similarities?
For us, it is.
Yeah, for us, I would say.
It's, I think they have similar energies, I think, you know, and like, it's both of those things are relevant to us, but you know, that punk music isn't every Appalachian's favorite thing, but I think like in the right situation, they would completely understand it, vibe with it.
I try to like compare punk music to like a self-sufficient granny sometimes. It's like, they're like, well, I'll grow my own beans, I'll keep my own like lard, I'll keep every jar I've ever had, and it's just because that's what we need to do to get by, not because that's what like it's always the easiest thing to do, but it's just like we want to do what's best for us, what's best for like punks in the community, and even people that may not even play punk music, we still want to try to help out and give space, because we've been on the opposite end of that, where it's been like, we would let you play here, but we don't like the music that you play, so we never want to have somebody do that. So that's why we're always down to book a Western swing artist or like a techno person.
I think we've gotten a fair amount of people into punk music just by like not rolling our shows completely like as punk shows. You know, we have like different kinds of artists and stuff. And
it's just a place for people that, in a community like we have, people are really iffy about a lot of things. If you want to rap or play heavier music, or I don't know, if you're like LGBTQ plus or anything like that, it's a space where you can feel less judged, accepting, stuff like that.
Moving on from that, are there any stories regarding your punk music experience or Appalachia in general that you would like to share?
Well, I'll tell them about the racist hot dog vendor.
Oh, God.
This was a recent occurrence.
Yeah, I would say...
I don't know if that's a good one to tell them.
I don't either, but...
It's a college. It'll be okay.
Well, I mean, you know, like, we're a band that, like, definitely strives to be, like, make sure that unrepresented and, like, marginalized groups of people get, like, heard. Especially as, like, 3 white people from, like, Central Appalachia. We realize that, like, we've had it shitty, but we've also been, like, very blessed. So, like, fuck it. I got beer on my sock.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Alright, let's try to stay on topic.
That's fine. I don't know. I don't like that story. I don't want to tell this story.
Okay. Ask the question again. We'll edit it.
Well, just don't worry about it. It's in a bathtub. It's literally fine. It's fucking Keith Richards over here.
Can I steal one of those? I'll pay you some, I suppose.
This is our last song. This song goes out to dead people and fake people in music scenes. People that are like, oh, look at me, look how cool I am. But they don't want to be here at shows. They don't want to come out. They don't want to do the good work. Fuck those people. I'm sorry if you're hurting the camera. I'm sorry. I thought you had a strap on.
Johnny Old Gross was my dad's uncle, and he's a preacher. And Lord, he could sing them old songs, and he'd get so happy he'd climb them seats.